friends, I'm Ricky Luna, and today I will continue to talk about the angle fixer. This is part 2 of the angle fixer series because there are some things I forgot to mention, so I'm going to talk about those things right now. First of all, let's do a little bit of review and talk about the reasons why it's hard to play while standing up. Well, there are two main reasons. Number one is the lower you hold the guitar, the more difficult it is to play. So I think the more ideal position is to have your elbow below the neck or maybe at the same height. But as soon as you start going down this way, then it becomes more difficult. So some people have very long arms, and I suppose it's a little easier for them to hold the guitar lower. But if you don't have long arms, the best thing to do is to hold the guitar with your elbow below the neck. And the lower it gets, the more difficult it gets. This is the reason why a lot of guitar teachers just recommend that you hold the guitar way up here, this way, because it's just more comfortable. The problem with that is some of us don't want to do that because it just looks a little awkward. But I must say that it shouldn't really matter. There are a lot of great guitar players, such as Matteo Mancuso, the Italian young virtuoso. He holds the guitar way up here, and he's great. And nobody seems to care about the fact that he holds the guitar way up there. Now, if you don't want to hold the guitar way up here, well, there's a solution now. And I came up with a solution for that. So what I've done is I put a couple of bolts here, and I made this device which I call the angle fixer. Actually, it's not a device. I guess you can call this an accessory. And if you look at it from this angle, it looks this way. Boy, it's hard to get that. Anyway, it's more like a triangle. So here, you can put an object. Usually what I do is I put a can. I use this deodorant can, and I put it in here. Now it becomes a lot easier to play. Yeah, sometimes what I do is I will just put on the guitar first, and then I will get the can, and I will put my left hand inside the angle fixer and just pull it out with my left hand. And now this way, I can see the fingerboard a lot better. Because usually what happens is, when you don't have an angle fixer, you can see, normally you can see the top of the neck, and you can see the very small markers here. But, you see a little bit of the fretboard, but you don't see it, you don't see this much. And when you have an angle fixer, you can actually see most of the neck. A little bit hard to see the first string depending on how much bulk you have in the angle fixer, but pretty much you can see this. So you don't have to imagine what you're playing the way you do when you don't have an angle fixer, and playing becomes a lot easier. Now, objections. Yes, of course, a lot of people said, I don't want to put bolts on my guitar, especially because in order to do that, in order to put these bolts in here, I actually had to hammer these things in, and a lot of people were shocked when they saw me doing that in the video, which, by the way, if you click on the link below, you can see the video where I actually make the angle fixer on a different guitar. And I can understand a lot of you have very expensive guitars. I only buy recycled guitars, and they're very cheap. This particular guitar I bought for about, in today's exchange, because I live in Japan, it's probably at about $25, which I think it's very cheap. Sometimes I spend more money on her dinner with my wife. So I don't think it's really a big deal. And also, Les Paul guitars have bolts on them. This one has 4 bolts to here and to here, and it doesn't affect the sound, and it comes out of the factory this way, so nobody seems to have a problem with that. But the minute you watch somebody, drill holes on a guitar, people just get really shocked. And of course, if you have a very expensive guitar and you want to resell it, probably that's not a good idea. However, you don't have to drill holes on your guitar. I got good news for you. You can also use duct tape, like I did with this guitar. And then, this is all black, so it's kind of hard to see, but when you want to change a string, you can just move it out of the way, this way. It opens up like a door. All I've done is add duct tape to it. I like things that look neat and things that look a little bit more professional, and the benefits really outweigh the procedure. I don't really mind doing that, and I don't intend on reselling this guitar, so I'm going to keep it. I don't think people will pay me much money for it, so because it's not a Fender. This is a brand called Mason, I believe. It's made in Japan, so I don't intend on selling this guitar. I love the way it sounds, and I love the way it plays, especially since I scalloped the neck, and it's very easy to play. I'm not saying you have to put an angle fixer in your guitar. Of course, everybody has different opinions, and everybody has different kinds of guitar, and I can understand why some of you don't want to drill holes in your guitar. So, but this is a video for entertainment, and I'm just sharing an idea. I guess I totally believe, my personal opinion is that the angle fixer does wonders for your playing, and I really think it works better. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I will be adding more stuff about guitars and guitar maintenance and little hacks that you can do to improve your guitar playing. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.